So I got a little bit behind on my Facebook or on my YouTube live videos because I originally started doing these as a way to kind of hold myself accountable to the online program. However, running an actual physical gym right now, that's sort of become the first priority is figuring out reopening that. And so I kind of fell behind on that. So today, marking as day 8, it's really like day like 11 or 12, but it's the day 8 of doing this. Anyway, I started thinking, I might just make these more about holding myself accountable just in what I'm doing with the gym overall, both virtual and in place. So that way I'm keeping track of everything I'm doing. So not just the virtual side. Anyway, with that said, the three big things that I'm focused on right now is one, virtual is still extremely important to me, and I'm going to keep that thing going. I've been wanting to do it forever, and so if I were to put the gym, the physical location ahead of virtual, then I would be letting go of a dream that's important to me. However, I do have to plan how we're going to reopen the gym as quickly as possible without getting any sort of negative backlash or causing health issues and all that stuff. Because I believe that it's going to be like 52 card pickup. There's a lot of gym members who are eager to return back to the gym, whatever gym they're a part of. And if I can be the first to reopen, they might be more open to coming and trying us out. And if we can wow them, then they'll hopefully stay with us. So number 2 is I want to open as quick as we can. And then 3, and this is probably the most important thing for me to consider right now, and that is that this is a chance to reset how I want to create the gym. So when I first created the gym, basically anything that you do from the start is going to eventually become kind of a Frankenstein of a business, any business that you're into for years, because you're going to go into it with a lot of ignorance, a lot of ideas of how things will work. But as you grow, as you get educated, and as you figure things out, you're going to have ideas of like, oh, I should have done it differently here, and I should have done it differently there. But the hard thing is, as it develops momentum, it can be hard to change things. I mean, look at our government. Like, there's a lot of momentum around the way that the government and a lot of the way the world and the power structures are set up that are hard to change because they're just so cemented in. And when I say the government, I actually mean like worldwide, like not just our government. Our government's pretty new overall, but compared to others. But I am saying, like, as things get more entrenched, it can be hard to change them. And so there are aspects of our gym that are more of a result of my ignorant 10 years ago self thought that it would be a great idea, but they were so solidified into how our gym runs that it was not a battle worth fighting as far as trying to fix that. And so the gym, basically what I'm saying is the gym that I have now, well, gym I have now is sort of non-existent, but before the COVID issue went down, the gym that I had was like 80% where I wanted it. But that 20% was not going to be easy to change. And so it becomes a thing of like, maybe it's good enough. However, I get to start over and I get to decide how the gym will be when all this dust settles. I've lost a lot of members, as every gym has. Because funny this, but when your doors aren't open and people can't get the service that they pay for, they tend to want to stop paying money, especially when there's a lot of talk about the economy crashing and people are losing their jobs. So our attendance has gone down. However, the way I'm looking at it is this. I get to start from scratch. I get to start from scratch, yet I get to start with some people, some members already. So if I were to move to another state and open up a brand new gym, I would start with 0 members. And I would be very happy when I get 20 members. Whereas when I open up doors, hopefully by the middle of this month, I'll be opening it with upwards of, it's going to be between probably around 75 to 100 members. How many people would love to start a gym with a guaranteed 75 to 100 members right out of the gate? That's also about half of what we've had. We're usually around 150 members when we're going strong. So that will be less members, and we're definitely not going to be turning really a profit. Although we're working on getting our expenses a lot lower because of this. So maybe we can make some sort of profit. We do make a little bit of profit, but it covers the cost of rent at home. So we're not going to be, it might be a bit ramen noodles, healthy ramen noodles for a little while. But with that said, because our membership will be cut down, it'll be easier to set up systems and to make changes because it will affect less people. And so I can also set up classes to run the exact way that I want. We're not going to come back with as many classes, so we'll have to readdress the staff so I can make sure that we hit the gym. We start the gym back up with the best trainers, with the best everything that I want for the gym. And so it essentially allows me to start from scratch with 10 years of experience and with 75 to 100 members. That's a pretty good deal. So I'm looking at it positively in that regard. There are also negatives, obviously. But today what I want to do is one of the things I was always bad at was documenting processes, and it's because I'm actually a very systematic person. I love systems. I thrive in systems. I think systematically. If you see how I lesson plan, it looks like a fifth grade girl because I use colors and colored markers and colored paper, and everything signifies a specific thing. And I think very systematically. However, that also means I suck at creating systems because the systems are never as perfect. And so I'm always like, well, I don't want to say that this is the system because it could always be better. So I don't want to codify it. And that means that 10 years later, I don't really have set systems and protocols that our gym follows. I don't have a manual. And one of the best books you can read if you're new to business is the E-Myth. And basically, that book is probably, it will change the way you see business. And you're not really running a business until you can turn it into something that you could hand over to someone and they could run it as well. Otherwise, you've just built yourself into another job. And so I realize I don't have anything to hand people. I don't have documents on our processes. And so I want to open this gym with very clear documents from my 10 years of experience. How do I feel the gym should be ran perfectly? And so I'm trying to come up with a process for documenting everything. And the first thing is our marketing process. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to record myself setting up some ads and going through the whole system. Then I'm going to go through that recording and write down a checklist of what I did. And then I'm going to re-record that using just the checklist to create it so that way the video is compacted. Because the first video, I'm going to be sitting there going, let's see, where do I go again? Oh yeah, I go here. And then what do I do? Oh yeah, I go there. So I'm going to use the first video to create a checklist. And then I'm going to use the checklist to create a second video that is streamlined, that is exactly to the point, and then that is going to go into my library of documentation along with the checklist. So that way, if I wanted to hire someone to do ads for me, I could say, watch these videos, follow these checklists. Boom. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. I'm going to be doing some ads for hiring a new trainer. So yeah, which is also another thing. Right now, there's probably a lot of amazing trainers that are looking around at possible new trainer positions, and I want to get an amazing trainer. So, all right, I want to end this at 10 minutes, so bye-bye.